Hi, in this video, I will cover static site generation (SSG) using Next.js. I covered client-side rendering and server-side rendering in other videos, so if you want to know them, then please watch the videos. So let's start. So we have to think about steps. So there are two steps. The first one is build, and the second one is request and response. So let's look at the build first. There is a client, a page server, and a data server. And the page server has a page without data. So in the page, there are codes to bring the data. And the page server requests data to the data server. And the data server responds with the data. So the page server now has the page with the data. And in the second step, which is request and response, the client requests the page with the data, and the page server responds with page with the data. So now client has the page with the data. So let's look at pros and cons. Pros. First, it's good for search engine optimization (SEO) because the search engine usually checks pages set by page servers, and this is different from client-side rendering. Second, it is faster than other methods, which are client-side rendering or server-side rendering. Third, it is not burdensome to page servers, unlike server-side rendering. Cons. First, if the data changes regularly in short time, the changes are not reflected every time there is a request, and this is different from client-side rendering or server-side rendering. So from now on, let's look at the codes with Next.js. So this is it. So let's look at this part first. So I will use getStaticProps, which is a function provided by Next.js to help us to proceed this process using SSG. So I'll fetch the data from here. Let me show you the data. The data looks like this. There is an array, and in the array there are many objects. And let's look at the properties in the object. So user ID, title, and body. And that's it. Let's get back to the code. So I'll get the result using this result variable, and I'll return it. And then I'll receive it. And this is the title of the page. And because the result is an array, I'll use a map function. And each item, I'll extract the title in a p tag. So let's actually run it. So here we are. There are titles. It works well. So let's look at the dev tool. Let me refresh it. Let's look at this page. Let's parse it. In the page, there are p tags here, right? So we can infer that this page is made in the server. So yeah, so the data are fetched in the server. Also, if you look at the sources tab, same thing happens. So let's get back to the codes. Let me cancel it. And then I want to show you the actual result of the build. So let me show you. And before that, I want to tell you it really takes some time. And that's it. Let's go back. The next server pages and index.html. And let me parse it. You can see the titles here. And also, you can see the full data here. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. And again, if you want to know other rendering methods such as server-side rendering or client-side rendering, please watch the videos. Thanks.